So many of us want good hair that's shiny, soft, and healthy, but confusing marketing and a constant influx of new products leaves so many of us in this endless cycle of trial and error that always leaves us wanting more. So this last year or so, I decided to stop the madness, and I've taken back the health of my hair. And I've worked to undo so many of the bad habits that I picked up over the years and replace them with good habits. And today, I want to share those with you. First is washing too frequently and using harsh shampoos. Now, washing your hair every day can be really drying to your scalp, and it can really strip your hair of its natural oils. Along those same lines, I've found that it's really important to use mild shampoos, something that will get your scalp clean, because you do need your scalp to be cleansed of all that nasty stuff in order to ensure your hair grows and it's shiny and all the good stuff. But it is also important to not strip your scalp. So about 6 years ago, I completely cut out sulfates. I no longer use them in my shampoos, and I noticed a big difference. I had less breakage, my hair felt healthier, and it just felt stronger, and it also grew faster, in my opinion. So it might be something to look into if you've struggled with any of those things in the past. Another thing that I've done very recently that has had a huge improvement is really reduce the amount of hair products that I use. So there are so many beautiful products out there. They all smell amazing, they promise great results, and they're so tempting. So I know I personally had accumulated a ton, and I was under the impression that I needed a lot to give me great hair. So I've been really working to eliminate that, and now I only use one styling product typically, if I use one at all. It's typically an infused serum of some sort, something that's really going to be beneficial to my hair, or a light oil, and I think that it's had a great impact on the quality of my hair. This reduction in hair products also applies to dry shampoo. I read something horrific that said that it has the potential, just like hairspray and other hair products, to clog your pores on your scalp, because your scalp is skin at the end of the day, and that can lead to hair loss and lack of luster and a lot of things that we work so hard to prevent. So we're using products to give us shiny hair and make our hair grow and make it thick, but we may be actually hurting that process by filling our scalps with gunk. When I set out on my hair journey last year to really understand my hair and make it as healthy as possible, I was amazed at how little I knew about hair types, and my own hair types in specific. So I really encourage you to understand your hair, do the research, and figure out what your hair needs. We're all so individual, and it's really important to cater things to you specifically. That way you don't waste your time, and then also you'll be less susceptible to marketing claims, because you'll know exactly what your hair needs, and you'll also know when you're being lied to. So I'm going to link some really great resources down below for you. Along those same lines, I have become much more diligent about treating my hair and deep conditioning my hair and using masks. And so I will wet my hair, apply the mask or Olaplex number 3, depending on what I need, and then I'll put a heat, like a shower cap on, and then do my cardio workout. The heat from my body allows the cuticle to open up and really let the mask penetrate my hair. It's wonderful. And then I shower, shampoo, condition, get out of the shower, comb it gently with a wide tooth comb, and I'm good to go. So I definitely recommend finding a mask that suits your individual hair needs, and then just doing that regularly. You don't even have to spend a lot. I've done avocado and olive oil masks. Mix that up in a nice little container, heat it up, put it on your scalp, and do the same thing, and you'll have great results. Build up on our scalps from just living, general oils and gross stuff that happens outside, and then also the products that we use can really contribute to a lack of luster, and also make our hair not grow as fast and not come in as thick as it might otherwise. So clarifying your scalp is so important, and I've learned over the years that I don't need a harsh clarifying agent. Instead, I just need a little elbow grease. So to really help me do that, I like to use my fingers, not my fingertips. I don't like to scratch my scalp, because that can contribute to dandruff and actually hurt the skin on your scalp. So instead, I use a shampoo brush. It helps liven your scalp and give a little scalp massage, which can then, in some instances, help encourage hair growth, some people suggest. And I think it's great. I really love this thing. I don't know how I shampooed my hair without it before. And then another benefit is that when you do use a shampoo brush, you allow less aggressive shampoos to work really well. So you don't need a sulfate and you don't need a very stripping shampoo. You can use these milder formulas and they still work because you're using a little bit more power to really get them in there and do their magic. Similarly, I treat my hair with much more TLC than I used to. I am much gentler to my hair. So now I really gently squeeze my hair with a very absorbent towel. I love a cotton Turkish towel that I got on Amazon. It's fantastic. It really absorbs a lot of water, so I don't have to sit there and squeeze as long, which can cause breakage. And then I also really gently comb my hair when it's wet. So I don't use a regular brush. I'll use a wet brush or a wide tooth comb. And I start from the bottom and work out any knots, and then just make sure that I'm really gentle. Reducing the amount of heat that you use on your hair can be hugely beneficial to improving the health of your hair. And it's something that I definitely encourage you to try. So last year, or up until last year I should say, I was using very aggressive heat very regularly on my hair. I was blow drying and using a straightening iron. So I cut out all heat styling, and I noticed a big improvement in the shine of my hair, the general health of my hair, and how it felt. It just felt better. But I was also experiencing a lot of frizz, and that can be something that's very difficult to work around if you're trying to reduce heat. A lot of us use heat styling in order to make our hair less frizzy. So if you're like me and that's a struggle, you may want to consider a keratin treatment. I got my first one last year, my first and only one I should say last year. It's been about 7 months and it totally changed my life. I know it sounds really dramatic, but for me it was perfect. It reduced frizz, it allowed my hair to dry faster naturally so I could air dry it, and I also really didn't need to use heat, so my hair got healthier in the long run. As you can see, it has now been about 7 months. The keratin treatment's pretty much completely washed out of my hair, and my hair is very healthy. And despite not having the keratin treatment, because my hair has been able to rebuild, and that coupled with all the masks and the treatments I've been doing, it is less susceptible to the humidity than it was in the past. So it's very humid today. As I'm speaking, it's raining outside, and it's about 95 to 100% humidity, and as you can see, I have very little frizz. Next is something I think we're all guilty of, and that is focusing solely on the outside and ignoring the inside. Since our hair does grow on the outside of our bodies, and it's something we can see, we're very quick to apply something topically to make our hair look great. But it's so important to remember that our hair is an extension of our health. My hair is always healthier when I'm taking care of myself and I'm eating well and I'm drinking a lot of water and exercising. So I definitely recommend that you don't neglect that part of it. And last but not least is holding on to dead ends. I know it's so tempting to not get your hair cut when you want it to grow. You want to hold on to every inch of length that you have, but making sure that you stay regular about removing those split ends is so important. It prevents the ends from splitting all the way up and making a bigger problem than you need, and then also just allows you to take stock of your hair and make sure that it's healthy and really check in with yourself. So find a hairstylist that you love and that you trust and go to them regularly, or look into cutting your hair yourself. It's something I've done in the past. It's really easy. There are so many amazing tutorials out there, and you can buy all the supplies you need online or at Sally's. So those are some of my top tips for making your hair as healthy as possible. I hope that you liked this and you found it helpful, and I'd love to know in the comments down below if you have any tips to add and any home remedies. Please don't hesitate to share any homemade masks or treatments, because I love doing those and I would love to hear from you. And like always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a great day.